Welcome, Nadine.
Hi.
Nadine, you have just completed and just become an NLP practitioner, breakthrough coach, and timeline therapist. Nadine, do you want to introduce yourself, let everyone know who you are and what you do?
Yeah, hi. Nadine. Come on to do NLP purely for self-development. I'm like my background's finance and self-employed contractor and everything like that, but definitely in the future, I want to go into coaching and making everybody else's dreams come true is the thing, getting them unstuck. So this was the first path. The first thing I needed to do was kind of sort myself out and, learn loads of new techniques, and then I can help others. And
it's brilliant. I love sort myself out. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, it's got to start with you, and then moving forward, you can help other people. But yeah, you've got to recognize it in yourself first.
Yeah. And it really is, isn't it? Like you apply everything that you're learning to yourself first.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what's so brilliant about it, I think, is you have throughout the course, you have all those breakthrough moments, and then on the back of that, you then help everybody else. So that's what's brilliant about it, is you see everybody going through those breakthrough changes, and yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear my dog under the chair. He's chewing something. He's grunting. So you came onto the course then, and what was it really? What was the driving force behind you joining the NLP course?
So for me, I have this urge to help people, and I just didn't know where to kind of start. So I started looking at like counselling and loads of other ways of thinking, right, okay, this I can do this, or I can do something else, but none of them resonated. Like, counselling for me, I felt like we were just digging into the past, and I wasn't really going to help them move forward. Also, I'm proper emotional, so I feel like I'd take everybody's issues and stuff on board. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm not the right person to help with that. So then when I started looking at NLP, found your profile, started reading everything, and everything started making sense. Like, it was, okay, I can help people get unstuck, but I can do it in a way that we don't need to like sit in the past or anything like that. It's all about now and moving forward, like breaking away from everything that you are unstuck. So I just jumped on NLP because it made sense for me. Like, I didn't really know loads of background or anything like that, but that wasn't important. It was like what was going to help me the most and what made sense to me the most, and that's what it was.
Yeah. So I'm assuming then that when you saw our course, you had some kind of expectation as to what was going to happen, how it was going to run. Did the course meet up to your expectations, and if so, how?
It exceeded it, Rebecca. So like, I can't thank you enough, really, because I come into it and I knew I was going to learn. I knew I was going to have like my own self-development, which is one of the reasons why I jumped on it. But like, you rid yourself of so many limiting beliefs. You start then paying attention to how you're communicating with yourself and others. It's just a game changer. Like, it literally makes you see things completely different to when I started the course. Like, values was one of the big things for me as well. Like, actually sitting there and going through your values and paying attention to what's important to yourself, and then knowing that you can go and then do that for somebody else, was massive. I mentioned to you before the presuppositions. You've got all the resources yourself. If your communication's not working, then it's the way you're communicating, and all these things were like super empowering, and you're just like, you come away from the course going, I can do anything, and be damn sure I'm going to help everybody else get there as well. And that was like the whole point.
Yeah, oh, that's amazing. That's so good. And you mentioned as well, didn't you, about when you came through the course, you started to be more aware of your self-talk, of the way you're communicating, and that was a game changer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd worked so hard, probably like 2 years coming into this, on being aware of my thoughts and all that sort of thing. But it sounds silly that I never paid attention to like what I was telling myself on a regular basis, you know, and like so much of your self-talk can be negative. And, you know, by recognizing that, you literally flip everything on its head. And again, moving forward then, and like taking that into a coaching environment and everything like that, just telling somebody that and making them recognize that is a game changer in itself. Like, yeah, everything about it is literally just flipped a load of things on, you know, on its head. The way you communicate with somebody else is completely different. And then you also take on board what's coming into you. Like, you know, all the information that's coming into you, and you go, right, well, what am I paying attention to here, and what don't I need to pay attention to? Like, what's going to save me, what's not? And yeah,
it's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
You might have already answered this, but what would you say has been your biggest takeaway from going through the course?
I've had quite a few, to be honest. I think the values one was the first thing for me, like actually sitting there, finding out what's important to myself, and then measuring that against every decision I make moving forward was, yeah, so simple, but so important. And so it's just the realization that something like that, like, you know, sitting there and taking the time to actually do something like that, and pay attention to it then moving forward for all your decisions. Brilliant. Doing the techniques and getting rid of all those limiting beliefs was, like, for myself and then everybody else. Like I said to you, like, you know, coming into it, I had, you know, quite a few. One was reading out loud, and then you have like 100 odd scripts popping up in front of you and then things like that. But come the end of as soon as you've tackled that with the limiting beliefs, or like in my case, it was the timeline therapy and the limiting beliefs straight after that. Give me a book all day to read out loud, and, you know, I'll start with Shakespeare. I'll start with something really hard, because you know, I loved reading, and that wasn't the issue. Like, I can read all day, but coming into reading out loud, I'd get that anxiety or whatever around it. Nothing. It's gone.
Oh, that's so amazing.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant.
Yeah. And then the timeline therapy on the last day. How was the timeline for you then?
Mind-blowing, actually. I think that's the only way you can describe it, because for me, I revisited stuff which were like 30 years ago.
Oh, wow.
You know, I'm 35, and I kept going back to when I was 5 years old, and I was like, why? Where's that come from? So that in itself was mind-blowing. And then to then flip that on its head, and you talk somebody else through it, and to see the emotion and everything that was like encompassed in all of that, and, you know, to see them come out the other end and be like, wow, that's completely changed my perspective and things like that. Yeah, you can't actually put into words how powerful timeline therapy is, because I think everyone, you know, on our group sessions or whatever, everybody come out of that with, wow, that's changed, you know, everything.
Yeah, and the most amazing thing is that every time we have these conversations, like you're saying, like how many realizations you've had and how many things have changed for you, like you've helped each other with that.
Yeah.
So through the training, I've taught you what you need to do, but then you've done it for each other. So you've all changed each other's lives just by the process, at the same time as changing your own life as well.
Yeah. And that makes you happy, because you're on this to help other people, you know, like, so literally you've built a platform based on helping everybody else, which is fabulous. And I remember saying to Fiona in one of the sessions, like, it was dead early on, and I was like, can I just like rudely interrupt? And I was like, you're fabulous. And she was like, what? But I was like, the energy that was in the room with all the women, and then, you know, when you went into your breakout rooms and everything, they were all fabulous. Like, And that's credit to you at the end of the day, because the platform that you've built is then surrounded, like everyone's there to make a difference. And that was, again, amazing.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
No worries.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much, Nadine, for sharing your experience of the course and your lovely words. It's so nice.
No, like I've really enjoyed it. It's been brilliant. Thanks very much.